Okay, let's get right into it. When we talk about huge strategic projects, I want you to picture something a bit more exciting than a spreadsheet. Think of it like you're assembling an A-team for a really high-stakes mission. Today, we're going to break down who's who in the command structure so you know how to build your own team for success. Because let's be real for a second, we've all been there, right? A massive project gets the green light, and almost immediately it's just chaos. Emails are flying everywhere, no one's quite sure who has the final say, and the whole thing feels like you're trying to herd cats. It's a mess, and that usually happens because the A-team wasn't put together the right way from the start. So, here's our mission briefing for today. First, we're going to meet mission control. You know, the folks with the big ideas and the deep pockets. Then we'll get to know the core project trio, the leaders with their boots on the ground. After that, we'll give a much-needed shout-out to the unsung heroes who keep the engines running. And to wrap it all up, it's your turn to see if you've got what it takes. All right, first up, mission control. These are the people looking down from 30,000 feet. They're not flying the plane, but they're the ones who pick the destination and make sure there's enough fuel in the tank to get there. They give the final go for launch. Right at the very top of the pyramid, you've got the sponsoring group. Think of them like the movie studio funding a Hollywood blockbuster. They're not directing the scenes day to day, but they are making that crucial investment decision. They're deciding if this project's going to be a summer action flick or a quiet indie drama. They set the whole tone.
And their power is pretty immense when you break it down. They hold the purse strings, so they authorize the funding. They point the whole ship in the right direction. And this one is key. They choose, advise, and support the SRO. We'll meet them in a minute. And when a problem is so big it threatens the entire mission, the sponsoring group is the final court of appeal.
Sitting just below them is the Strategic Project Board. So if the sponsoring group points to a distant star and says, "Go there," the project board is like the flight navigation team. Their job is to make sure the project stays on course, manages any big scary risks like, asteroid fields, and ultimately delivers on its promise. Okay, so we've seen the view from orbit, now let's get our boots on the ground. It's time to meet the real stars of the show, the people making it all happen day to day, our core project trio.
First up, meet the Senior Responsible Owner, or SRO. Let's call them the Visionary. Now listen closely. This is the single individual whose neck is on the line. If the project is a roaring success, they get the glory. But if it all goes wrong, well, they're the one who has to answer for it. The buck stops here, period. So the SRO's mission is absolutely massive. They have to craft a compelling vision and then sell that vision to everyone so they're all excited and pulling in the same direction. They're the one who has to march up to the sponsoring group and actually secure the money. They provide that steady hand of leadership, and they build their own team by appointing and leading that project board we just talked about. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. It's not about being the most technical person in the room. A great SRO has unshakable leadership and isn't afraid to make the tough calls. When everything's on fire, everyone in the room looks to them. They have to be decisive. Okay, next up in our trio, the Strategic Project Manager, or PM. This is the commander. If the SRO is the visionary who dreams up the mission to Mars, the PM is the hands-on commander who actually builds the rocket ship. They are responsible for delivering the thing. The PM lives and breathes the project. They're deep in the weeds of day-to-day management, drawing up the blueprints, coordinating all the moving parts, and hiring the technical team. Their entire world revolves around one word: delivery. And here's what separates a good PM from a great one. They are master problem solvers. They're not just putting out fires all day. No, they can smell the smoke before a fire even starts and find clever ways to stop it from happening. They're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And now, our third hero. And this one is so often overlooked, but they're absolutely vital. The Business Change Manager, or BCM. Let's call them the ambassador. See, the PM builds the shiny new rocket ship. The BCM is the one who makes sure the astronauts are trained to fly it and that the mission to Mars actually benefits humanity. They make sure the thing gets used and delivers value. So you'll notice their focus is totally different. The BCM isn't worried about deadlines and delivery schedules. They are obsessed with benefits. They define why we're even doing this project. They track whether those promises are coming true. They're the voice of the end user, making sure the new way of doing things actually sticks. Okay, pause.
If you take away one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this slide. It is so important. The project manager delivers the capability, the new tool, the new system, the rocket ship. The business change manager ensures we realize the benefits from using it. You can have a perfectly built, on-time, on-budget project that is a total failure because nobody uses it. You absolutely need both.
Now, of course, our core trio can't do it all alone. Every A-team needs an amazing support crew. The folks working behind the scenes, handling the data, the logistics, the paperwork, these are the unsung heroes. And that brings us to the Strategic Project Office. This is the project's nerve center. It's the central hub where all the information flows in and out. They are the keepers of the official records, the guardians of the process, and really, the backbone of the whole operation.
So, what do they actually do? Well, they maintain all the records, so there's one source of truth. They help the leaders prepare for those big governance check-ins. They're the experts on all the rules and procedures. Basically, they provide the essential structure that lets the leaders actually lead instead of getting bogged down in admin.
Okay, you've met the whole team, you know the players, you know the mission. Now it's your turn. Let's run a quick simulation and see if you can put the right person on the right job. You ready?
First question for you. Think back to our leaders. Who's the one with the big vision? The one who has to convince the sponsoring group to write the check and get this mission off the ground? That's right. It's the SRO, the visionary. They're the project's ultimate champion.
Question number 2. Remember our critical difference, capability versus value? Which role is totally laser-focused on the value part of that equation? They're not building the thing, they're making sure it actually delivers benefits. You got it. That's the business change manager, the ambassador. They are all about the benefits. And for question 3, let's talk about our support crew. Which part of the team acts as that central nerve center, keeping all the records straight and being the one-stop shop for information on the project? Yep, that is the job of our unsung heroes, the Strategic Project Office.
All right, and now for the big one, the most important question of all. Let's say the project is a total disaster. It goes completely off the rails. When the dust settles, which one of our 3 leaders is the single person held ultimately accountable for the failure? The answer, and this is key, is the senior responsible owner. The PM might fail to deliver on time, the BCM might fail to get people to use the new tool, but the SRO owns the overall success or failure of the entire mission. And that's why choosing the right visionary from the start is the most important decision you'll ever make.